CoastToCoastMixtapes.com.
Yeah. Know I'm talking about? Started out one deep, I had my own thing. Masterminds at the time, the flow was insane. A few friends, we wrecked mics and we played games. We all had the intentions to gain a little fame. I had fun, but I kept on pushing towards the music. I love my bros to death, but I guess their passion wasn't true. So I just kept doing me and let the music flow through. They say that dreams don't come true, I'm working on it, I'll be living proof. Now everybody be asking what's happening with your rapping. And when I say good things, they start to show face. They come at me with their problems, so I reply by just laughing like, what were y'all when I was crashing from place to place? Some of y'all whatever, some of y'all wasn't. I quit lying to my face and really pushing my buttons. Really getting sick and tired of people wasting my focus. I'm on a mission with a passion and I ain't finna blow it, bitch. I ain't stressing over none of y'all problems. No, I ain't fraud, but I ain't finna fall on me. You tough, you bad, you got it. Y'all don't even call me, but now you wanna follow me. I ain't stressing over none of y'all problems. No, I ain't fraud, but I ain't finna follow me. You tough, you bad, you got it. Y'all don't even call me, but now you wanna follow me. Yeah. Still talking out the side your neck, claiming that you gutter, then you know you need to earn respect. Claim you got butter, nigga, talk shit and cash a check. Fighter not a lover, nigga, I'm willing to place a bet. See, I win all odds, 8% claim they real, but in the end, y'all fraud. This life I live, it ain't hard to place. Some of y'all whatever, some of y'all wasn't. I quit lying to my face and really pushing my buttons. Really getting sick and tired of people wasting.
I sent it to him.
I'm on a mission with a passion and I ain't finna blow it.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Not cash. I sent it to him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, oh, that shit. I was supposed to let you know that. But I was like, nah, he didn't say it.
Not good.
What's going on, everybody? This your boy Q in the building again. Actually, this is a pop-up episode that I wanted to put out because my homie from back home is back in the building. Matter of fact, he even brought another guest with him as well. So let me go ahead and introduce my man in here. I got Kenneth Zenon, one of the brainchilds behind Gofer. I know anybody who listens, you already know what's up with that. But he's going to actually come on here, explain more, and even explain why is he even doing. And I got my other guests in the building. Tell them who you are, man.
My name is Jonathan Lamar, man, actor out of Dallas, Texas.
Actor, that's what's up, what's up.
Yeah, man.
How'd you get in there, man?
Man, I've been acting for about maybe 3 years seriously, but overall 12 years. Started in high school, mainly behind the scenes. And I never just had that confidence in getting in front of a camera. So as I get older, I was like, you know what? I think I can really do this time. So I started taking classes, eventually got an agent, and I'm just, auditioning left and right, man.
Project that I've already, how long? How long you been acting seriously?
Overall, seriously, 3 years, but 12 years overall.
You been acting a fool all your life, right?
Yeah, man. yeah. But hey, man, if you can cut a check, man, why not? So. But overall, acting, man, I'm really liking what I'm doing. Projects that I've already done have been print jobs as far as Walmart, Target, Home Depot. I was in Carter High movie last year, and I just did a small cameo for Greenleaf on Oprah Winfrey's television show, and yeah, man, that's where we're at right now, man.
Yeah, that's Greenleaf. What is Greenleaf? Because I think we were Ken and I were talking about. We were like, man, what is it?
Well, I can give you from what they told me. I can't say I watched the show, but it's about a church family that's just members filled with greed, lust.
I got that much from Google, yeah.
That's pretty much all I know about the show, but I can't say that I've technically watched the show.
Okay, that's what's up. Oh, man, greed. Man, we want to tackle all that stuff.
Family, man, you know what I'm saying? So
sounds like the classic church movie.
Hey, who you talking?
Church television show,
right?
Man. So it's going to be on the second season sometime by February or so.
Okay, that's what's up. So, what was, I guess you could say, what was the most difficult role you ever had to take?
I'm not too fond of like having relations on camera. So the closest I actually got was, I'm just honest. I just never got that comfortable just doing such a thing in front of people like that. So that's a barrier that I don't even know if I'm gonna get over it. But I just morally wise, I don't think that can be me. So that's one of them, man. It was a sex scene for a short film that they was doing out here in Dallas, but eventually it did not get finished. But
You did the sex scene?
I did what I could, man. I did what I could.
Hey, man, come on, man. What if you bring your girl, I know, she like, hey, I want to do something different. You gonna be like, maybe I can't perform, people watching.
I can't do it. I just can't do it, man.
I'm kind of surprised at that, really.
Why is that,
What?
man?
We'll talk about that later.
I'm
I'm just surprised.
I cannot do it. I don't think I can do that, man.
I understand,
I don't have confidence in that
but
right
I'm
now.
kind of surprised.
Well, it's good. I'm glad to hear you surprised, man. But I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, man.
We'll save that for off the air. Just leave that alone.
But I'm more into more comical roles, drama roles, suspense type things. So those are my niches. Those are characters that I can really bring out and become more believable with. Ones that I'm extremely confident in doing. So,
I can see that. Yeah.
What was your first role?
My first role, it was a print job. I mean, as far as acting or
just
in
acting.
general? Just acting?
Yeah.
I was an extra and what was the name of that thing? With Love, directed by Calvin Walker. That was my first extra on-camera role. So I'm just a man in the background, man, having a sip of tea while the main character's doing what they think. So
You got paid for it, right?
Man, thank you.
How many times did you have to sip from that cup? I know a lot of times they run so many takes.
Technically, we
You
don't
ran out of what
always
you
sip,
drinking,
we just make it look believable. So
Yeah.
sometimes it comes easy. It
Right.
can be
Oh, word?
nothing in it. We just act like you're drinking.
So was your cup
No
empty?
problem.
Was your cup empty? Was it
I
empty?
had some water.
Okay.
Half cup of water. That way, I won't be drinking too fast. Let me take my time with it. So, yeah.
So the script just says sip from cup.
No, the script itself, it would just say extra.
Extra. Yeah.
It just says extra. So you're just a part of a crowd, pretty part of a crowd in the background, acting like, That's pretty much what it is.
I was like, man.
When you get on set, director be like, all right, now try this. Drink that, pick that up, tie your shoe, and then walk off. We're going to do that 30 times.
Right.
Type of thing.
Man, that'll get you angry, especially if there's somebody not getting their line right.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Or somebody who doesn't even want to be. Some people are just there just for the check, So people that are not really just. I'm here to be acting. No, I'm just here because y'all had a job. Y'all paying $64 a day or whatever. So some people have actually walked off set after doing it 45, 50 times, not pertaining it to the extra, but the actual characters on camera. Let's say there's not. You need to do this a little bit more. You're gonna keep resetting over and over and over again until that director gets what he wants. So, doing the same motion over and over again, and then switch to a different scene and doing it. So, me personally, I enjoyed it. I did it in Greenleaf all day, just sipping water all day, at least 16 hours, and I enjoyed myself. Every hour.
All those hours.
Man,
Every hour.
that's what I'm thinking.
I enjoyed
And you was in there for what?
single
30
thing on this.
seconds? You probably was 30-second clip that you were in there.
Probably about 30, 45-second clip, man. Honestly.
And you filmed for 16 hours.
16 hours straight, and I
Damn,
enjoyed
that-
every.
That's always amazing to see.
I enjoyed every single hour on that set, man.
the behind the scenes, everything that they go through, and then you see the finished product. It's incredible sometimes.
Because, a lot of people would think that an actor's job is easy. Oh, you just go on and act. Because all they do is see the finished product. They don't know
Right.
how long or how much work it took to
Right.
actually get that to the point.
Like with anything, though,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. The average time to make a film is about 3.5 months. And you go to the movie, it's only an hour and a half. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So all that time, sweat, energy, 6 a.m. call time, you ain't leaving till 1 a.m. in the morning. So, and that's like for 5 days a week for 3 months straight. I mean, so it can get overwhelming at times,
Oh, man.
You love what you do, it's like, I don't need no sleep. I'm good. Get a little nap. I'm good. But, you love what you do. So you can do this 20, 30 years. And I'm really trying to make this a full-time profession. I really want to be up there with the greats such as Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Leonardo DiCaprio, Sidney Poitier. I mean, the list goes on and on, man.
Hey,
So
that's all, if you want to get that fame, all you got to do is take your shirt off on screen. You get the female audience, and there you go.
yeah. Well, I got to get my weight up, man. I still got the bird chest thing going on, So once I get some pecs and some veins gonna show, and I think we'll see what happens, man. But right now the bird chest, nah,
No.
it's not getting out there. It's not gonna get out there.
Still not something you do, huh?
Nah, not yet, man. And I've been working out for years, man. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I can tell you.
It's probably them cheat meals every single day, but
Cheat
it's
meals.
okay though.
Every day
It's
is a cheat meal.
Every day is a cheat
yeah.
meal.
One
man.
more cheat meal. Just one more.
Hey man, I do that now.
Well, you did a great job in the Gofer commercial, the first
Yeah,
ever
man.
Gofer
Gopher's about to take
commercial.
off, man. Congratulations, Zenon, on that
appreciate it.
Gopher, man.
Speaking
Black
of-
business, man.
Exactly. Speaking of that, tell us about Gofer.
Well, Gofer is the personal assistant of the future. So our idea is to allow people to purchase small personal errand services through an app. And the app that we created, we called it Gofer. So we basically go for you, doing things that you probably don't want to do all the time, like going to a restaurant to pick up food, going to the grocery store to get groceries, picking up, dropping off, dry cleaning, also liquor store. So those are the core services that we're starting with. Right now, we're just focused on restaurant delivery. At the beginning of next year, we'll have grocery delivery and dry cleaning, pick up and drop off. And then probably towards the summer of next year, we'll start adding in the liquor store delivery.
About to say, when did you start the liquor store
Yeah, I'm about to
drop-offs,
say.
man?
Yeah, I know you like that one, right? Not yet,
told
not
me,
yet.
dog.
We coming.
Man, that's nice right there, man. I ain't
Hey,
never
while you're playing, you can deliver to us before we air.
Right, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We can just set that subscription up, and you set your time that you want it delivered before every show. We'll make it happen.
That's crazy, man. Let me get you about
Yeah,
crime
let me-
delivery at 3 o'clock at the crib. I'll be there.
Exactly.
Go for it.
Which is actually because when you say Gopher, a lot of people don't even know what that means,
Yeah,
and it is someone who runs an errand for you.
it is. Gofer is somebody that runs. Their chief duty is to run errands. So
Which, especially nowadays, you have two parents working, or he's got one person who's working like most of the day, and you got to put off your errands into maybe the weekend or try to find some time to do it. That actually benefits a lot of folk.
And that's one of our biggest things. We want to give people their time back, to enjoy doing the things that you love doing, like spending time with your loved ones, spending time with your kids, going to the gym, spending that type of time, staying physically fit, staying active, even though you may order something that may not be necessarily healthy for you from us, but at least you have time to go to the gym and work it off. So that's the thing, trying to give people their time back and providing convenience to the life of the everyday working people.
All right, that's what's up.
What's up, man?
So the real question is, what brought about the idea? Like, what was that point where you were like, man, I want to start a business and I want to do this?
Laziness. Well, I mean, being lazy in a moment, so, and I feel like I tell my business partners all the time, man, the cities that we go to, I just want the people to be lazy. The lazier they are, the more they'll use us. So,
Yes.
or just the busier they are, because the more busy people are, the more use they have for us. If they're busy doing other things, the small errands that we provide, they'll be more likely to use the service for that. So I think the original idea just came sitting back and wanting something to eat one day and just not wanting to go get it. And then it was just like, had the conversation, well, what if started a business that delivered from other places besides pizza and Chinese food?
Yeah.
Because when I was thinking of the idea, that was the only thing that I could think of that I could order without having to go get it. But I actually wanted Chipotle at the time, and the nearest Chipotle was the Chipotle in Pearland, and the line at that Chipotle is just ridiculous every day, so I didn't want to go wait in the line. All those type of things was on my mind when I thought about, man, that would be a good idea. So then I started thinking about, well, how would you make a business out of it? I was like, of course, in this day and age, an app would be the best way to go. How would you hire the drivers? How would the drivers be a part of the business? So I started thinking about all that, really, just from the idea of wanting to get something that I didn't want to go get. All that started running through my mind. And it was funny because Jeremy and I, who's the co-CEO of Gofer, we were already working on another tech idea. Like we just, at some point, we started talking about doing business together. Of course, we went to middle school, high school, and college together. Was college roommates. Both did electrical engineering. And so we always had the idea to start a company together, start some type of business together. And at some point in time, we just start playing around in the tech realm, just coming up with different tech ideas, different things like that. And we were actually working on something else. And I brought that idea to him. And at first, because he's the type of person, like I'm the type of person I'm always thinking about what to do, like the next thing to do. And I bring it to him, and then he's the work. Like he's the person that's going to put in the work. Like I don't know too many people that works harder than him. Like his work ethic and his drive is just probably second to none. So I bring the idea, and he puts the work behind it. I'll figure out what type of work needs to be done to actually accomplish the goals. And when I brought it to him, he was like, no way. They're not going to buy that. But it was because he was really focused on what we was working on at that time, and he didn't want to be distracted.
Daddy, guess what me and Tim made?
Okay.
Purple!
All right. I'm being there in a few minutes. That's what being a father is, y'all. You know,
They're beautiful, dog. You got some beautiful little girls, though, man.
All right, I appreciate that.
That's love right there, man.
Oh man, but see, I'm sitting there thinking like a lot of us, and what I mean by us, you know, we're not really brought up thinking business ideas. We're thinking, hey, go to school, get a job, and then work.
Right.
And that's it. And I remember I'll use Dr. Boyce Watkins' quote when he was saying that a lot of problems that we have in our community is that too much of our income comes from one source.
Right.
So once you lose that source,
That's it.
you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Man.
that's
You
why
gotta have the residual income, man. Making money while you sleep, yeah, those type of things. It's
7
always
streams
beneficial.
or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But so the one thing would be like, what would be the 3 pieces of advice you would give to, like, say, a high school kid going into college or a college kid who's about to graduate or close to graduation? If they're looking at entrepreneurship, or just if you wanted to advocate for it, what are some of the 3 things you would tell them?
I would tell them.
Sorry about that, folks. You know, fatherhood came calling, but we're going to get right back into
That's a never-ending job right there, huh?
Hey, why you playing? It's hard,
24/7.
especially when you have to balance time between them and then your woman.
Right.
But anyway, we're going to come back to this one question. You know, the 3 pieces of advice you would give to a high school student or college student who is maybe looking to become an entrepreneur or hasn't even thought about it.
It's funny you said 3 because it's the 3 things. The 3 pieces of advice that I would give is just the 3 things I continue to follow with anything. That would be faith, focus, and follow through. Just have the faith that you can do it. Believe in yourself and believe in your idea that it's going to work, that it will work, even through the hard times, that it's going to work. Like, believe in that idea, believe in yourself, believe in your work, stay focused on it. You know, it's a lot of distractions. People got life going on, but you got to think about where you want to be when you're going through the process of building it. So you have to stay focused on the vision and on the mission, and then follow through. Just continuing to push at it. A lot of times, that initial reaction you have when you first come up with an idea and how hard you go at it, a lot of people lose that along the way. But if you can keep that energy and just continue to follow through, then you'll be successful at it.
That's real, man. I like that, man. You just taught me something right there. Faith, focus, and follow through.
You know where I learned that at?
Yeah, man. We learned it.
I kept that with me, but I learned that Prairie View football, man. We used to do Bible study every week, and the minister was from the Church Without Walls, and that was our thing at Prairie View: faith, focus, and follow through.
Yeah, man. I like that, man.
Yeah.
So I'll even pass that to you as far as acting. Somebody's coming up, they're like, man, acting pool's too vast. I don't know where to start. What would be the advice you would pass to them?
Well, first off, just know you are getting in a very broad situation right here, man. Just know everybody's not going to like you. You just got to continue to just focus on what you do better than anybody else. You have to believe that within yourself. So if you want to start I would start by taking classes. I take classes out here in Dallas, Texas at T. Bell's Actors Studios. It's a studio downtown Dallas. And just find the best, or I can say best, just find a class that you can foresee beforehand, and then find out where you fit in. Because all teachers aren't just great teachers, you know. So, and I bounced around like 3 or 4 before I found the actual one that I like. So find the best school that you can practice in. Read. There's a book now, Power of the Greater Actor by Ivana Chubbuck. Read and study, and if this is what you really want to do, just believe in yourself.
Like, man, my man just said everybody's lazy. I don't have time to read, man.
You gotta read, man. Knowledge is power, man. You
Like
have to
studying.
read, study,
Studying
and
is
know
key.
what you are doing.
Most
If
people
you don't
probably
know
don't
what you're
think you
doing,
would study to act, right? But
Yeah.
in anything, man, having the knowledge of what you're doing, even the history of what you're doing, like learning certain things. Like if you look at some of the people that are successful in a lot of fields, they know the history of that field. They can tell you a lot of things about the people that came before them and things like that. What made those people successful in the same field that they're in. So studying is definitely a key, even in business, man. If you don't read business books, if you don't read about marketing, you're just going to be a whole bunch of trial and error. It's one thing to trial and error after if you studied some type of information about it and then you try something and that just doesn't work for you or that doesn't fit your business model. But to just not prepare yourself, it's kind of foolish.
Hey, you're right. But you got a lot of folks who gonna try to ride that little, I guess you say the little yachty blueprint to
can't
fame.
do it, man.
Sometimes it works. I mean,
Sometimes-
that's
Sometimes
very
it works,
rare.
but the majority of the time, those don't always last long.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for longevity in what I'm
Yeah.
doing. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know what you're doing behind the scenes standpoint, there's no point in getting in front. Man.
I mean, sometimes people get lucky, but like he said,
Sometimes,
that's
but
the longevity isn't there. I mean, I don't think success is something that happens by coincidence. A lot of people say, "Oh man, I didn't think I was gonna get here," but you were probably doing things to get you to the level that you got to without even recognizing it. I think success is intentional and deliberate. Everything you do is intent behind what you do, and it's deliberate. Like the things you're doing is getting you to where you want to go. So
Yeah.
it's not by chance that you're successful.
All
put in
right,
that time, man. Dig deep. Believe in yourself.
right.
Don't like it, get out. You know.
Get out.
And I'll even throw this on top of what you all said was networking.
Yeah.
People don't realize how important relationships are. Just because I put it like this, that's the very reason I do one of the shows is because relationship building, understanding the people that you're working with, understanding that people you may not even work at, difference of opinion, and just learning what you can from others. Don't go into a situation thinking that everybody thinks the way you do.
Right.
So even like in college, I said one of the most important things in college is networking with other people.
Yeah.
A-Pops may know somebody who
Relationships, yeah.
didn't know somebody
Yeah.
who their aunt knows somebody. You know, that's just how it goes. So practice nepotism if you can.
Right.
Real talk. Real
Man,
talk.
keep great people around you.
Always.
Yeah, just keep great people around you. Don't be afraid of other people's greatness. Like it's a lot of people lose out on opportunities because they're afraid of the greatness of other people. They want to be greater than the next person or just separate themselves from
Yeah.
people because they want to get the glory or whatever. But if you're not afraid to keep great people around you, man, your chances of success are a whole lot greater.
Yeah.
And I can vouch for it because I would say like this. I think I told you before I told other people. I said, hey, man, when you win, I win.
Right.
That's how it
Exactly.
goes.
Yeah.
That's the attitude people need to have more right there, man.
Right.
It really works, you know.
It does. It does.
And I think we learned that just from playing sports.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
about it, I try to tell everybody, I said, man, look, you got bench players, you got some positions that do other jobs, you got this person who has to do this responsibility, but if we all work together, we all get to the same goal.
Right.
We all got the same goal
Exactly.
in mind, but our
Exactly.
path or how we're going to get there is different.
Right. Everybody wants the championship. But along the way, I talk about that analogy all the time. Like the story of a team winning the championship. It's like everybody's main goal, as long as everybody's on the same page to get the goal of a championship, everybody's going to be successful. But people are going to get individual awards, but those individual awards just come because you're working towards the main goal. So you're going to pick up things along the way, but you can't get focused on those things because those things will make you fall off if you're focused on just those things. But if you focus on the main goal, which is the championship, then it allows for everybody to be successful. And then those that stand out a little more than others, they'll pick up the other awards along the way. But staying focused on the main goal is the big key.
Yeah.
Which even going in acting, how that's actually a tough question. So I already know. We already said it's a broad field. It's a lot of competition. Have you ever ran into a situation where someone is going to try to talk you out of something because they just don't want to compete with you for a specific role, or they want to try to, I guess, talk to, let's say, like they'll tell direct, oh, you don't want him because he's black or he's blank?
As of right now, I have not really just ran into that type of situation. I network as much as I can, but off first appearance, you can just tell how certain people are in the industry, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But as far as people telling me, no, don't do that role, he's this way, he don't pay, I haven't been in that situation since I've been in the business, but I know people who have, and just from hearing their experiences with this certain person, I'm kind of iffy. Yes, I hear you, but what happened to you might not happen to me. So let me try. I haven't got that far yet, but I have not experienced that as of yet.
Okay, because I remember there was one movie. I have to remember the title of it, with Robert Townsend. He was a black actor. He was sitting out studying a role, and they had this other actor saying, "Man, you see this, man? You read these lines, man. It's racism, man. They trying to put us in this position and this and that." And then they called his name. He was like, "Oop, that's me. Good luck, brother."
Yeah, I never ran into that.
I remember that. What movie was that?
Oh, something shuffle. I can't remember the first name
Like
of it.
slave movie or something like that, or
It was actually it was kind of a parody movie of how the black actor, how they're basically
Put in
specific type of roles, like
okay. Gangbanger,
basically.
or
it was hilarious.
thug,
They'll
type
have
stuff.
they had like white people coaching them on how to be hood and shit like
No,
that.
stuff like that. I haven't experienced, and I don't know how I would act. Like, no, man, you can't really just tell me how to be a black.
Yeah.
Want a thug because you are stereotyping, but don't do that, man. I haven't ran across that yet, but if I do, I would like, don't do that, man.
Man,
Stop.
you gotta watch that movie. Though.
Yeah, you absolutely right.
I'm gonna have to put a link
Absolutely
to it in it, but because I always wondered that, because the first thing they'll say with an actor is especially if you're a comedian or something like that, they're gonna put you in a dress one day, or you always have to play thug number one, or
Thug number one.
I've always had a character
Thug number
name,
one?
man. Charles, Thomas. I've always had a character.
What about when you were
name.
sipping tea? Who were you?
were you?
I was considered a teacher in that role.
It said
So
teacher.
when I put on my resume, Greenleaf role teacher.
Oh, okay.
No, so your first role, when you said you were just responsible for sitting there sipping out of a cup.
I was just extra, just
Okay,
background
extra.
extra.
Okay.
That was just background extra, but this one was a character name, so I was a
Alright.
teacher in this last one.
That they'll put you like in some Timbs.
No, no, man.
That's it. So I'm gonna start back over you with Kim. So what motivates you now to this day to continue to thrive in business?
Man, just seeing it through. Like, just the idea of coming up with something and starting a business and just being able to be successful at that business, that's motivation in itself. And to just, provide a life for the people around me that we are not accustomed to, that we've never had. My family, my friends, my close circle. That's motivation to me to do something that hasn't been done before by people that I know, or people that I know, people that they know. So, growing up where we're from, the idea of being successful is, man, if you could dribble a ball or throw that ball or run that ball,
Or go work in the plant.
Right. So to do something different that everybody's not doing, that's motivation in itself.
Me, man, my mom, my one niece, and my two nephews, because they look up to me more than anything in the world, and I really take that to heart. I'm very passionate about them, just being happy children and seeing what they seeing what I'm doing. It brights them up, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for y'all, man. I'm gonna make y'all proud. So, other than them, like you said, friends, family members, and just those who really appreciate and admire me just as a person. Like, I'm loving what you're doing, man. You keep doing that, man. You stay grinding. I'm working for you, B. I can't wait to see you on the big screen. I'm like, man, I appreciate that love.
Hey, man, I'm trying.
What about you? What keeps you motivated, Q?
With this podcast.
With the podcast, man.
Honestly, the main reason I even got into this was because, the main reason I even got into this was because I seen how powerful media can be. I said a lot of people don't realize media is school for a lot of people who don't know anything about the outside world.
Who don't read.
Who don't read. Yeah, I was just about
Exactly.
to say, man, if you listen to some people's opinions, it's like, man, you heard that from somewhere. You haven't given any thought to what you're saying. You just heard what somebody said on whatever you listen to, and you're running with it.
Exactly. A lot of people want to make their feelings the facts.
Right. Yeah.
And that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
So the whole reason I even want to do it is like, one, I look at where's the damage between men and women. We don't understand anything about one another.
Right.
So let's try to work that out. Then from there, relationships with other groups. Why are we having these issues still? What's really going on? Are we going to talk about it, or are we going to just kind of put a Band-Aid on it and rip it off later? And then, of course, when you see these other big media outlets, they'll push their narrative, and some, like you said, some people will just run with it. That's the facts.
Yeah.
Because it's within the narrative I want to believe.
Right.
So I try to do it to kind of counteract or just try to be, provide information.
Yeah.
So
You gotta listen to different. You gotta listen to different opinions, man. You can't always just listen to the opinions that align with your views, because then you don't get an understanding of the other side. Like, I try to even switch the news, like the news channels, they're slanted one way or the other.
Of course.
So you gotta listen to both sides, and then you kind of get an understanding of the overall concept or the overall idea of what's really going on, because one channel is going to play it this way, the other channel is going to play it a completely different way. And then when you have conversations with people, you can tell which one they listen to, and you can tell that they don't listen to the other. They just completely this way or that way. There's no thought process behind it. It's like, well, I heard this on such and such, and this is what I believe. But they don't ever say where they heard it from. They just say this is what they believe, this is what they think.
They ran with it.
And they run with it. But you can tell there's no thought behind what they're saying.
I always tell people like this. I said, you realize that everything that you know is based on what someone told you.
Yeah. They gossip, man.
Yes.
You just can't believe everything you hear, man. Especially just from people, so.
You can't. But I broke it down for one guy, and I said, as I got older, I used to say algebra was whack. I was like, man, I'm never going to need this, and I don't know why they're making us do this. But then I started thinking about it. I said, well, if you really want to solve a problem, you have to solve both sides of the equation.
Both sides of the equation. Wow.
That's wise.
Whatever you do to one side, you need to do to the other, right?
Made me think just now. Right, bro.
Wow.
So that's why I just try to put it in where it makes sense.
What is it with math, man? I've been getting this like over the last couple of weeks. Matter of fact, the other day, I was at my mom's house, and I picked up my sister's math book, and her homework was in the book. So, and my mom just like, let me check this homework, make sure it works. So she had like 2 problems wrong. And it wasn't that she had the problems wrong. It was her thought process behind why the problems was wrong.
Yeah.
And it was, she knew the problems were wrong. So I asked her, I said, why is your math homework wrong? She says, it doesn't matter if it's wrong. She's going to give us 100 for doing the homework anyway. So she knew the problems were wrong, but she didn't care to do them right because
it's okay being wrong.
she's just going to get 100 for it being complete. So, man, we sat down there and we redid this homework. But the thing is that she's good at math, but for whatever reason, kids have this idea that just because they don't like something means that they're not good in it. Like, you're naturally good at it. But because everybody else is in your ear saying, I don't like math, or I'm not good at math, you start repeating the same thing. And it's funny how that impression goes on kids. It's like, no, you're not bad at this. You just don't like it. You don't like that it requires you to give a small bit of thought to accomplish the goal or to finish the work. So you're like, oh, I'm bad at math. But it's a lot of kids that are like that. I don't know why.
I'm not good at math, man.
I don't believe that.
It is what it
I don't
is,
believe
man.
that.
I'm tell you the truth.
Math is like anything else. It just takes practice.
It just takes practice, man.
But that's the thing. And some people it comes easier than others.
Of
like,
course.
Exactly.
Really, honestly, it didn't really take a lot of practice for me with math. Like, I see it done, and then I can go do it, and I can figure it out from there. And I'm like, but if it requires you to do just a little bit of extra studying, that doesn't mean you're bad at it. It's just so easy to say, I'm not good at that. I don't understand that. I was talking to some people about that the other day. It's crazy to me that people just get that mindset. I'm not good at it, so therefore I'm not trying anymore.
I hear what you're saying, man.
Nothing's difficult. It's just
I'd
different.
rather write a paper,
It's
bro.
different.
I'd rather write a paper, man. I'll write a paper. I'm good at that.
See, I'd rather speak than write a paper.
There we go.
Well, no, my uncle called me. He was asking me about some math stuff for my cousin. And he said my cousin tells him all the time that, Dad, I'm just not good at math. But he has 100 in pre-calculus. You may not like math, but if you have 100 in pre-calculus, you're pretty good at it. But everybody, I think that mindset it gets repeated. You hear one person say, you're like, oh, I don't really like it either. Yeah, I'm not that good at it.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. This is my opinion, is that a lot of people don't want to put themselves in an uncomfortable state to learn something. But then how can you learn without being uncomfortable?
Right.
Hey, man, you know,
One major
I'll
key
get there one day at a time.
is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Exactly. I mean,
And you can always adapt like that.
it's the only way you get better. Prime example. When you go work out, you never touch the weight. Can you go in and lift 225 pounds? Unless you're just naturally there.
I'm not
Right.
serious, so that's right. Yeah, it makes a good
So,
example.
in order to get up to that goal, you're going to make yourself uncomfortable because working out, hey, man,
That's
you're
right.
going to feel
That's
sore
tough,
after.
man.
And that's
Uh-huh.
It's not fun.
That's a good idea. That's a good analogy because 225, like I said, is not difficult. It's different. Like it's a different weight.
Yeah.
So it's more weight than you're accustomed to lifting.
Of course.
But once you get accustomed to lifting that weight,
It's nothing.
then it's not difficult. You don't look at it as being difficult. You just look at it as being 225. But before you could lift 225, you thought it was difficult. But it wasn't that it was difficult. It was a different weight than what you're accustomed to lifting. But once you gain that strength, then you can lift it, and it seems like it's nothing. But the weight never changed.
No.
Like 225 never changed.
No.
225 is 225 no matter who's under it.
Exactly.
But when you get used to lifting it, it's like, oh, this is easy weight. Nah, it's the same weight that it was when you couldn't lift it.
Exactly. And it's actually funny because it kind of also goes into this thing on how, and I don't know when this started. I don't know if it started with us being kids or whatever, but this whole moral victory world we have.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And
Yeah.
for instance, with Anderson, now we were talking, walking back from the gym, and we were like, I don't know how we talked, but we started talking about how a lot of kids even are getting awards just for being there.
Yeah.
Trophies
Yeah, and I'm like,
for no reason.
how you get a trophy for participating?
I ain't never had that growing up, man.
I don't know if this is when it started, but I remember back when I seen it started, and this was when we were in middle school.
Okay.
This was like
You
when,
got participating trophy?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But what happened was I started playing football in the 3rd grade. So that was Pop Warner football.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, all you're looking forward to is to get into the 7th grade and playing for the middle school team and then eventually the high school team. But when you're playing Pop Warner football, the next thing in mind was to make the middle school team. And when I was in the 6th grade, I can remember that people got cut from the 7th and 8th grade football teams.
Yeah.
But then when I got to the 7th grade, I'm talking about literally during the tryouts, somehow they decided that everybody's going to make the team. But some of y'all will get to play on the 8th grade team. Y'all going to be 7th grade starters, and then y'all play on the 8th grade team. But I remember being the type of person that I was looking forward, nothing against anybody, but I was looking forward to seeing people get cut. I wanted to be one of the ones that
Like,
made it
who really
because
wanted
I was
out
better
here?
than the next person.
Right.
But I felt like that's the time period. So whatever year that was when we were in the 7th grade, that's the time period I felt like that started. Because even at that time, the high school dances and stuff, you actually had to be able to dance, and you pretty much had to, as shallow as it is, you had to look good. Then,
Truth is true.
right,
It is what it is.
Then when we got to high school, everybody can make the dance team, and everybody makes the football team.
Yeah.
It was no, you're not good enough. No, you're not what we're looking for, because the parents start going, you're not going to tell my kid that they're not good enough. But your kid isn't good
They're
enough.
not good at
Not for
it.
your feelings, but this
Right.
is not for him or her.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, participation trophies is spoiling the child more than it's helping the child.
Yeah, exactly.
And
You know?
and there's a reason. Is because once you start there, now they become adults. They
You
expect
want
things.
some, crybaby
Right.
adults, you know?
Yeah. How dare you tell me I'm not good enough?
Yeah.
But then you go get in the world and start getting your feelings hurt.
And realize, yeah, life hits you, huh? Yeah.
That's like
You don't feel like you have to work for anything.
yeah. That's like, but I remember I told a female friend of mine because she was complaining about, you know how you get the people, they be like, oh, well, they're talking about me or they're saying this about me. And I said, why you care about people who don't want nothing to do with you?
Right.
I mean, but yeah, I remember when,
But do you remember that?
Yeah, I
Like,
remember that.
Everybody was making the team. Like, but before we got there, you were getting cut. Like, I remember people's feelings were hurt. Like,
So you play football too?
Yeah.
you're not on the list. Everybody go and check their list. If we get to 7th grade, there's no more list because all y'all made it.
Yeah.
Everybody can play.
I played, but I was one of those. I was a lazy actor. I was like one of them. Man, I'm just going there just physical ability. Hey,
But now he works out.
Every day. Like,
Yeah, now he in the gym every day, getting it in.
Been on that field.
but hey, man, we got stories about it. Coach Brooks hated my ass, like literally.
That's funny how that goes. A lot of people we went to school with, they work out all the time now. Wouldn't work out for nothing when we were in school.
Like, what? What does this happen, man?
But it was like, I feel like I've been this size. I've been the same dude since what, 15? I guess once we started growing ourselves, I was like, I don't need to work out.
Right.
Good. I'm fast. I ain't got no...
Oh man, you remember that day when we were all supposed to start going to track practice? And I remember Coach Brooks come in and started like, who all went to track practice? Nobody raised their. I think like 2 people raised their hands.
Yeah.
He started looking around. He started asking, "Oh, you think you fast enough? Oh, you think you fast enough now? You know what? Rack the weights. Everybody outside,
Everybody on the track.
man."
You only take one, man. Or 2. Everybody's done.
Hey, it was crazy. He put us all on the track. Said, "All right, y'all all gonna run, and y'all need to come in at this time. Otherwise, it don't count." I learned that day though.
Crazy, man. And it's crazy because I tried out for, like you said, I'm just there. I'm just here to be on the team. I was on basketball team, football team, track team, but I wasn't the greatest. I wasn't the best.
You just wanted to be a
I
part of
was just
something.
okay. I just wanted to be a part of something.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be a part of something. I didn't want to be just that regular guy in school. I was like, I got to do something, man.
Yeah, man, you gotta build that resume.
Exactly. So, but like you said, though, I mean, same. I'm still like that with sports today. I mean, I wasn't great then at that. I let that go. Let it go. Like, well, let me try something else, man. I joined the step team, and that pretty much got me into, going to college. Because after my senior year, I wasn't going to no school.
Wait,
I was
so
bored.
stepping?
I joined
you
the
to go to
step
college?
team. I joined the step team by like 11th grade. That first year, I was hooked.
Right.
And then, that's when I started to learn about college.
Fraternities and stuff
all
like that.
And then my mentor, step team coach, was an alpha at the time. And I'm not saying I was hooked on alpha, but just the aspect of going to college and, becoming a part of this.
Wait, so you wanted to be an alpha?
No, I didn't want to be an
I
alpha.
was about to say, did he look at you as a traitor?
No, I didn't want to be an alpha. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give this school thing a try, man. So, yeah, I found my niche, and I'm glad I went to school, man. I can say that. I'm glad I went to school.
Honestly, when I first went to school, I had an idea what I wanted to do, but I really didn't. I was like, man, I'm 18. I don't know what I want to do.
Hey, man, I was undecided for 2 years. See, freshman and sophomore, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'll find it somewhere. Until then, just put undecided. I'll take 12 hours. You know that.
Yeah.
I was the complete opposite.
You already
I
knew
knew
that.
what I wanted to do. I kind of knew what I wanted to do from the 8th grade, I think. And I just made the decision in the 8th grade. I was like, I'm going to do engineering. And then I think through high school, I started researching and deciding what field of engineering, what discipline of engineering I wanted to go into. So by the time I went to college, I already knew what I was going to do. And from day one, that's what I was on the path to do. So,
See, I think I went in biology major looking to be pre-med. Then I realized I don't want to be here that long.
I'm good.
It's crazy. I think back, and something as small as a watch is why I'm an engineer today.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell the story.
I was in an 8th grade science class, and it was a guy that came to speak to our class who was an engineer. And I always had a thing for watches, and he had a nice watch on. You know? So I was like, I said, man, I want to be able to buy watches like that. I need to go be an engineer. So then I started studying the field of engineering and started realizing which ones I liked, which ones I didn't like, which ones required a little more work than the other. I probably don't want to do that. I'm not really interested in this. And that was really the deciding factor for me. It wasn't nothing about, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I like this, I like that. Nah, it was a watch.
Put my watch in my pocket.
So when you see a watch, I might try to do that.
See, I got mine put up.
And then along the way, I just realized, man, I like what I'm learning as far as the technical side of things.
Hold tight, folks. Kids are calling, father duties. You know how it goes. But we're going to put on a couple of tracks for you, and in the meantime, we'll be right back.
Take the next step, you're going to have to let other great people flock together with you without being intimidated by their greatness. Don't be great by yourself, because you diminish your impact.
Let's be great. I'm rapping on this one, spazzing on this one, body bags, casses on this one. Unlike these rappers who just acting they lyrics, I'm way different. Potent, I'ma make you feel it. Dope, like a prescription, what the doctor ordered. Beats get tortured, every track I leave is scorching. All them days I was so misfortune. Back when I couldn't smile, I forced it. Motivated my grind, got on it. I ain't never going back. Sticking to the mission, go and get it. Moment Kodak on. Hustling, faith my chauffeur. I wanna be on posters. And all your cousins got them. And all your women want me. I just wanna ball. I've been saying that since like 8. Since noodles and paper plates. Now I want lobster and steak for real. Ain't nothing stopping that. A profit in the rocket's head. Grinding at its finest. Player made, ain't nothing knocking that. Yeah, this is heaven sent. This is what I represent. Keep pushing till I get it. I'ma show the world a blueprint. I'm on the one way to the money, no stops. Tryna make it to the top. Tryna make it to the top. I'm on the one way to the money, no stops. Tryna make it to the top. Tryna make it to the top. This is greatness in the making if you never seen it. It's when you go against the odds cause you know you can beat it. Disbelieving, this how you wake the people up who sleeping. This is payback for the world constantly fucking. This me shooting back to my clip empty. Real rap to my pen dripping. This therapeutic, this soul cleansing. This me when I get in my zone, nigga. Woo, I'm feeling it ain't shit you can tell me. Lord have mercy, some not worthy, but they know I'ma kill them. I'm Houston's best, kept secret. I can write another ether and give Beyonce the feature. Be on title by the weekend. I'm eating, I've been starving. I'm next, I'm Mr. Carver on recordings. I'm the artist, I ain't like these other artists. I'm just playing when I kick this flavor. I'm on my grind, I'm trying to get paper. I'm giving women the vapors, that's why these niggas be hating. Destined for greatness. I told my woes we about to make it. We gon' take it to the top, y'all gon' remember, keep it player. On the one way to the money, no stops. Trying to make it to the top. Trying to make it to the top. I'm on the one way to the money, no stops. Trying to make it to the top. Trying to make it to the top. I wanna bow, I wanna flex, I wanna shine, I want it all. I want them checks, yeah, this my time. I wanna be great, 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 great. Yeah, I wanna be great, 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 great. Man, I swear it's like I can feel it. All this work, you know what I'm saying, all these late nights, shit about to pay off. We been grinding, been holding it down, man. The city gon' know who we is, keep it player. Blueprint, progression is the motto. Long live Capo, let's be great. Yeah, tryna make it to the top. Tryna make it to the top. I'm on the one way to the money, no stops. Tryna make it to the top. Tryna make it to the top. I'm on the one way to the money, no stops. Tryna make it to the top. Tryna make it to the top.
Man, we back in here, so hey, go ahead and finish your thought though, bro.
I was saying it wasn't recorded. We were talking about side chicks. A lot of side chicks nowadays, they don't know their role. Meaning,
Why were you talking about side chicks?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, man, y'all see that? You stay away from business talk and acting the side chicks.
The side chicks, man.
Side chicks, the critical dumb, man.
Okay, call it what you want, man. Call it what you want.
Oh man, but you know, like you were saying, man, it was like it's different. I say this on every show, man. Look, yes, I'm not saying this.
You talk about side chicks on every show?
It always comes up.
It's interesting, Q. It's interesting. I'm concerned about you and your content, man. I'm a tad bit concerned.
Oh, man. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back into this stuff, man. So, where did we leave off? We had another emergency, so I will go ahead and throw in some music in between that interlude. But we were talking about just really building and working on not really expecting things to come, but actually having to put in the actual work necessary to make things come in fruition.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I can't speak on everything, but in some cases, I don't know if that's fully taught or people fully understand it. I don't know. What are y'all thoughts on?
It goes hand in hand, you know. You're going to have to, you got your book smarts and your street smarts. You got to get the best of both worlds in order to create what you want to create, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Just a balance. I think some people just have the innate characteristic to just work hard,
right? And
then they end up accomplishing things, and then they try to give back to others and let others know how they got where they got to. And then I don't know if it's taught. Like a lot of people don't learn that. Some people just, like I say, have that innate characteristic to where they just work hard and they accomplish the things that they set out to accomplish. Then some people, they may get there by chance. I just feel like getting there by chance is you're counting on a slim chance.
Yeah.
So,
Prime example. When I graduated college, I immediately jumped into a family business of metal recycling. I didn't know nothing, zero, zilch, zip, and I felt like it was just like, well, they're just gonna throw me to the wolves, and I just learn as I go. And that has really helped me as a person, building character and attitude and patience, and just building just overall just a great adult grown person. That's really helped me to get me to where I am today.
yeah.
That makes sense.
But it goes back to
Literally
what he was
just
saying.
out there,
What he was saying about the studying and stuff like that too, and the reading, like just not taking the opinions of the people around you, because you may not get that information from your natural surroundings.
Yes.
That's why I think it's important for people to read as much information as you can, because it allows you to develop a certain thought process, and a thought process that may be different from from the environment that you've been brought up around. Because if you just listen to the people that are around you, it's pretty much people that think like you.
Of course.
So that's the only train of thought you're gonna have.
Yeah, you'll create a biased view.
You create a biased view. But if you go out and read as much information as you can, then it allows you to develop your mind and your thought process, and then it introduces you and exposes you to different ideas and ways of thinking, and then that allows you to just broaden your span of thinking.
What can you suggest some books for people who are looking to maybe get into business, understanding marketing? You know, the whole. Oh wow! You got marketing. You have.
I mean, you can start
networking,
anywhere. You can start with the marketing. You can start with just business itself. I mean, I think the first place to start with is just the mindset. You start reading books about the mindset and positive thinking and energy and things like that. I think that starts the growth, and then whatever it is you want to go into or you're aspiring to do, then you start reading into that subject matter. So books like, I don't know, I think books like The Secret, Outliers, and things like that, I think that helps. The Alchemist, yeah, I think that helps.
Okay.
That helps generate that train of thinking and the idea of putting out positive energy into the world, and that's what you reciprocate. That's what you get back is positive energy, and it's just like when you set out to do something, you know, when you're focused on it and you're driven by it and you're putting out the energy to do that, God allows things to happen for you, and the universe just works together.
Well, you know, people don't understand energy transfer.
Right.
A lot of people don't get that.
Right.
All right. So, yes, that's what I would start with, books that help your train of thought, like how you think about things and your mindset towards things, and then just whatever it is that you want to do. Like I read books about business because I want to do business. Like I feel like it doesn't matter what it is. Like I was telling you, I'm just interested because I'm seeing people do it a lot more with the podcast thing. So I just study how to make that a business. Not that I want to do a podcast, but what makes it a business. That's what I want to know. Anything that has to do with business, anybody tell me an idea, I'm going to try to come up with a way to figure out how does it make money. And that's my train of thought. So I feel like that's what I'm here to do. I feel like, so find your passion, find something that you love, and then go out and study it as much as you can. So I feel like business is my thing. Like anything that has to do with making a business of something, I feel like I can make it work.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce off him. I suggest The Alchemist. What's the other one? Seven Spiritual Laws.
Seven Spiritual Laws, yeah.
By Deepak Chopra. That's a good book. And as far as the acting process, I already said the Power of the Actor by Ivana Chubbuck. She's a teacher right there outside in Los Angeles right now. She's worked with the greats, man. Jennifer Lopez, Steven Spielberg, Whoopi Goldberg, so on and so forth. So, but yeah.
And a good business book, like if you're just trying to start a business from the ground up, I think a good business book that everybody probably should read is The E-Myth.
E-Myth, okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to put it in my Amazon list.
Yeah, no, definitely it's a good book. I mean, it shows you teaches you about like scalability, like growing a business, starting out, how to make a business large, like from the ground up, and different concepts that people don't necessarily think about as far as how to transition yourself from doing the everyday task of a business and pulling yourself away from that to grow the business and allowing other people to do the everyday work and just creating jobs for other people, because the way you create wealth is to create jobs.
Yeah. See, that's how I look at it. The job creation is the most important thing because, when it comes to economics, a lot of people think these big corporations are what determines a lot of economics, but it's usually these small businesses, the mom and pop businesses, the local ones, the regional ones in the area. I mean, you just look at Alabama. Why people move away? It's no local business.
Yeah.
Either going to work at, Hyundai, or you're going to work at the chicken plant.
That's all that's out there.
That's all that's it. Wow. Because I worked with a guy where he said all it was the chicken plant.
Yeah.
So he moved over to Texas. I mean, people don't realize, it's like when you look at places like Milwaukee, why is crime high? There's no jobs. There's no money running through.
Yeah.
So I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
But now it's getting the psychology when people start operating off the super id and the id, and then that's a whole other subject.
But it's a lot of concepts to understand when it comes to business. I mean, you can start from anything. There's so many concepts that you could get lost in, and you just got to be able to focus on what's important, what makes sense, what works for you. I feel like one of the things that slows a lot of people down is, I think, the scale factor. A lot of the things people run into, and some people don't know how to scale forward, and some people don't know how to scale backwards. So some people stay in the same place with their business because they don't know how to scale it forward. And then some people can never get started because they got this great idea, but they don't know how to scale backwards to get started. So that's the type of people you usually run into. They got great ideas, and they don't know how to bring that idea back from this dream to like the intricate pieces that it takes to get to that dream. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you got the people that just they don't know how to get there. Like they just thinking of a good idea. Don't know how to get there. Nah.
You're over here spitting the gospel to us. I know what you're talking about.
So that's one thing I always think about is just where I'm trying to go. So how I get there. So you scale backwards, go to the small pieces, the work in getting there. Scaling backwards and scaling forward.
All right. So what new projects are coming up for your company? Anything new coming up or
expansion?
All right.
Different cities, probably different states.
Dallas is one, right?
I can't say yes, it is, but I don't know when. Okay. I haven't got to the point. Dallas is on my mind, is on my radar, but to be honest, I'll probably be out of Texas before I come back to Dallas. So working back to Houston, towards the Houston area, surrounding areas of Houston, is definitely top on the priority list. We did the Miller Lite Tap the Future, and talking to people that were in that competition, as well as the likes of Damon John, who started FUBU from his house.
That's my dude, man.
That got us into the mindset that, man, we can grow our business and develop our business from our hometown. Like, our idea was, most of us live in Houston now. Let's start in Houston, and then let's move back home. But we moved back to Beaumont and started growing the business in the Southeast Texas area, and it's flourished. It's flourished. So now we're working towards, we've been able to learn a lot of lessons in the Southeast Texas area that are going to benefit us. We're coming back to Houston and going to other cities and other larger networks. So expansion is one thing that's coming, and really it's all expansion. Expansion to different cities and expansion of the services.
Okay.
So we'll be, like I said, next year working on the grocery delivery part of things, and after that, the dry cleaning, pick up and drop off. Eventually, the liquor store delivery, we're working on that. And also just the last core service that will be added, that will add just from our natural vision, would be like mail delivery. Like basically, if you wanted to deliver a package just across town, you can do that in a matter of hours, as opposed to having to go put something in the mailbox and then not get there to the next day or something like that. So just that local type mail pickup and drop off type thing, we're looking into that realm as well. So that's the next thing for us, is just expanding the services and expanding where the business is located and where we're functioning out of.
All right, that's what's up.
Dope.
What you, mama? Any new projects coming
Man,
up?
what we got, man? We got
And another commercial with my guy Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I got
another project coming.
I got a paid commercial with Gofer coming up real soon. I got Black Panther coming up next month. That's directed by Ryan Coogler. Starring who was in that, man? Lance Gross, Lupita Nyong'o, Angela Bassett. But that won't come out until 2018.
Yeah, I see.
So that's gonna be wild on that one.
You
Other
in
than
that?
Huh?
You in that?
Yeah, I'm in that, man.
Oh, what? That's what's
I'm in
Marvel
that, man.
movie?
Marvel film.
They got you in Marvel?
Residuals, baby.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
man. Other than that, in between them times, I'm just auditioning left and right, man. We'll see what comes up next. We'll see what comes up next, man. I got a few monologues I'm gonna be putting out all next year. Just keeping myself.
You've been holding some secrets, man.
No, ain't no secrets, man. We just working in silence, man. We just trying to make the best.
I talked to you too much to not know some of these things.
Man, we just making the best moves, man. We just really just taking our time, getting the thinking process right. I don't want to just ain't no need to rush, man. So I want to make sure I'm putting out some concrete work of mine.
Nah, man, congratulations. I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that,
man.
Thank you.
That's a big thing.
Absolutely.
You too, Q, man. You
Yeah,
doing your
man.
thing
My
with the
first
podcast,
podcast,
man.
you know.
Congratulations
Hey, man,
on the Critical Dump. I see you wearing the brand.
Y'all already, man.
You know, that's one thing you got to do,
represent.
represent your brand, man. Yeah, so.
It's dope, man.
And I like what you're doing, man. You're supporting the local businesses back home. I see every now and then you make a post, and it's real subliminal how you do it. You just got a shirt on that's representing something from back home. And something like you helping everybody out, supporting everybody, putting people on the podcast. It's a good thing you're doing, man.
Hey,
you, BG, J. Sam, and those guys over there doing their podcast, man.
Mm-hmm. And,
Taking care of home, man.
You know, little Itchy, Scratchy back home. My boy Fresh, you feel me? My boy Church.
I think you're trying to talk down on Beaumont.
No, I ain't
right
talking
now.
down, man. It's just hey, everybody got them friends.
I think you
names,
like,
man.
but you got to get to the chicken in Beaumont.
I got a
didn't you?
homeboy named Itchy.
Itchy?
I got a home. I'm so serious. We just
When he
call him
came,
Itchy, man.
he's talking trash about Beaumont right
No,
now, but he
I
got
love
addicted to
Beaumont.
the food in
I love
Beaumont when he
Beaumont,
came
man.
down to shoot the
When I went to
commercial.
Beaumont, there was nothing out there. I'm like, man, it's boring out here.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a Lamar.
It's just boring out here, man. But yeah.
Then we fed
chicken
him.
wings, man.
Then we fed
And
him.
a boudin, man. Oh my God, that boudin from Beaumont, man.
You get
That's
on
what
that
it is
Cajun
right
food.
there. Yeah, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. You know, I just try to do what I can, try to help support as best as I can. Because even if I can't purchase at the moment, I can always still get the word out.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
Absolutely.
That's how I look at support, though. I was saying that before. Like, you may not necessarily even like it, but just telling somebody in your network about it may be beneficial to that other person because somebody in your network may enjoy the product or enjoy whatever it is that somebody's doing. So just speaking about just giving people their props on what they're doing and letting other people know about it is enough support in itself. You can't go purchase every single thing or buy from every single person, but letting people know about different things that people you know are doing is enough support in itself.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, word of mouth.
Word of
goes a
mouth,
far
yeah,
way.
exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Hey, guys, man, follow me on Facebook, man. Jonathan Lamar. Instagram, Jonathan Lamar _. Twitter, the same, Jonathan Lamar _ and Snapchat, Jonathan Lamar _.
Where can you find?
Hercules 2 on Instagram, King Z 330 on Snapchat, and or Gofer on Facebook.
Yeah, I was about to say business website.
Yeah, wegofer.com. Download the app. It's available in the Google Play as well as the Apple Store for you iPhone users. So just download the app. We may not be in your area now, but the downloads do help. So it's a free app. Just download it as we work our way to different areas. You know, we'll be letting that information out. So just get the app ahead of time, man. We appreciate the support.
That's what's up, man. So we're going to wind this down. You know, we appreciate anybody who has been listening. And y'all make sure to check out that Marvel movie my man going to be in.
Black Panther,
Of course,
baby.
you gotta
Man, we got an actor in here. We got a man that's going to be
Hey, man.
in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
You see this networking going on, people?
This is what it is.
We know somebody in some field of work, man.
Keep
so
great people around you, man.
you.
I think it was said best. I think it was T.D. Jakes that originally said it. But I have a good friend of mine that owns a record label, and his artist had that quote in the intro to his album, and he said, "Don't be afraid to be around great people. Like, if you're afraid to be around great people, you're going to diminish your impact. Like, you can have a much larger impact if you surround yourself with great people and not be afraid of their greatness. I think that's just an excellent message.
CD Jakes didn't say that thing. Yes, he did.
Yeah. So let's be great.
That's right, man. Like you said, you win, I win, and vice versa. That's how we got to look at it.
Yes, sir.
Just help support as best we can. We'll go ahead and get up off this mic, but we appreciate everybody who listened, and y'all be easy.
One.
Nice.